chasing after Jacob. And Jacob just said, may the Lord watch. So sometimes it's okay to just release people at the right time. So let me share with you signs that you may need to break up. I know people have asked me, Nawale, to the source of my problems. So if you're in a place every day you are miserable, you can't even concentrate in church. And some of them even follow at Yame update, status update. There's a chick who has updated. I've tracked her. What is wrong with you? Like you're tracking somebody to follow? That is misery of the highest order. So that was number one, when misery is constant. The person is not sacrificing anything. Sometimes I ask people who are having relationship troubles, they say, I love him. I love her so much. I say, and does he love you? Does she love you? I would think so. Think. You are thinking. Then I ask, have they ever said they love you? No. So what are you talking about? You are saying you love them, but they don't. Have they ever done anything or demonstrated in any way to show that they love you? You are the one. Them, they blue tick you, or maybe they send a emoji once in a while. Wanakurushia kama ile kuku inarushiwa mahindi. They will throw a kamez at a chicken because you want to catch it, a bait. Them, they are hardly initiating anything. You are the one initiating everything. Then they say, you are a planner. Me, I'm a spontaneous person. Which spontaneity? Have you demonstrated anything? So you are the one who is, and we said, relationships are not evangelistic campaign. They are not mission projects. They are not charity. Pity, peleka kwa mission field. So you do mission. Take your pity there or join Red Cross. But you cannot take pity in a relationship. No, there is no deficiency of places to show pity, by the way. But not when it comes to romantic relationships. It's about to have divergent desires of tomorrow. The desires for tomorrow are different. You desire this, the person desires the other. Some of you, maybe it doesn't apply to you, but let me say for people who are going to listen. Some of you come from places where if you went to where your mother sleeps, you will get a heart attack because they have no mattress. Like they have to save everything to bring you to school. There is no toilet. Like there is no latrine. Instead of you working hard to finish school, to even put up a latrine, desires, them they are planning something so different for you, the way you envision your life. That's not where you are going. There are people who are settlers. And we said you are a mover and a shaker. You tell somebody, when we are having this conversation, I completely deny that I never told them that. So I say, you know what? I'm actually busy, which is true, I'm usually busy. Can you post on the chat? I'm going to respond. They don't know what I'm doing. I say post because I can always go back to refer to it. Otherwise, if they say, they will totally deny and say something else. And I begin doubting, am I crazy or what? Now, the other one is number 5. When you don't like the person that you are, when you don't like the person the relationship brings out. Do you know that there are people or relationships that come out the worst in you? Do you know there are relationships that can bring the worst in you? And as a matter of fact, I want to say this. You were raised in the church as a Christian, you know your values. But for some reason, you have related with the person and you become sexually intimate. Break that relationship. I'm telling you. Even if you've become sexually intimate and you have a child, break the relationship, mutajua mbele. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, if you have become sexually intimate with someone and you know your values and you know that was the wrong thing to do, you're building your marriage the wrong foundation. Break the relationship. You can decide to regroup later, but you can't continue like that. You have to break the relationship, take a pause, and ask, what got me here? What got me here? Because whatever got you here is not going to get you out. You must use a different route because you're already in a ditch. There's silence here now. It's okay, let me proceed. Now, number 6. If abuse is present and persistent, abuse is never God's will. It is wrong, it's demonic, it's a sin. Whether you allow yourself to be abused or you abuse somebody, you are actually perpetuating the kingdom of the devil. Whether you are a victim or the villain. So if there is abuse, that relationship must end. Can people change? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. But then you must say things have literally fallen apart. Let me take a break, give space. In a relationship, you can end it. In a marriage, I say separate yourself. Let people figure out and see how do they want to come back together under such circumstances, okay? Number 7, if there is inability to communicate, if the person you are in a relationship with, they cannot communicate. You cannot understand them. They can't communicate. Take a break. We said yesterday you reparent yourself. You're meant to learn communication skills from your parents, especially your mother. If for whatever reason you never learn to communicate clearly, honestly, and candidly, you have an opportunity to learn communication skills. But you must take a break from a relationship. It's like the way maybe you're driving on a highway. Your car has mechanical problems. You get out of the road. You step aside. And you want to check what is it with the car before you get on the road. So take a break, really. There's no emergency. Take a break. You learn communication skills. Having said that, however, breaking up is not easy. I must agree. Because I told you that it was very hard for me to break, especially the first relationship I was in. Particularly in cases where people have experienced childhood trauma. They want to cling to anything and everything. You know, there are people who just cling to things and people and anything. Everybody, they cling. So they struggle to break up in relationships. Because many times, you know, we also expect a return on investment. You know, people say, oh, I have given you 4 years of my life. How can my 4 years just go like that in flames? Because we want return on investment, you know. Sometimes also we feel like people may perceive that we have failed. You know, how can I fail? Especially you guys, high achievers, campusarians. You did extremely well in your exams. Whatever you touch, unagonga kabisa. So how will it look like at you have failed, your relationship has not worked? Sometimes we also fear that we will not find another. This I have found to be such a fear. Where am I going to get another one? Kwani, where did this one come from? Walitoka wapi? Wherever this one, after all, there's a book that says the beautiful ones are yet to be born. I mean, I'm not saying you wait for one who is going to be born, but you can get my drift. Like, please, wherever this one came from, there's another. Kenya ni kubwa, dunia ni kubwa. The world is now a global village. Sometimes also people struggle because they have engaged physically. Physical intimacy. Let me tell you a secret. See, everybody here is an adult. Let me tell you. If you find that you're in, okay, not you, if someone is in a relationship and the only thing that is working is sex and the sex is great, that is a wrong relationship. As a matter of fact, sexual intimacy in the wrong relationship is great. There's something demonic about it. So there are people who fall back to the one last time trick. And I'm telling you, people come to me, sometimes you hear things, you get shocked and they tell me, but you know, the sex is so great. There's a girl who was telling me that. She said, you know, the sex is so great. Anytime I try to leave, my body has goosebumps because the sex is so great. So we talked. This man even has a wife who had given birth, and she kept on telling me the sex is great. Anyway, I offered to walk with her in the journey. She still goes ahead and says, you are really trying to help me, but I've gone back again. She goes to this man. Eventually she tells me, now I'm pregnant. So I said, you're pregnant. She already had a child. I'm pregnant. And the man has disowned, decided, you know me, I have a wife. Then she said, he has now, this is horrible. He now, later on, then I just told her, please keep the pregnancy, keep the child, let it be a lesson. After some time, she comes and says, it's an emergency. Can I talk to you? I said, what is it? She said, the man gave me money for an abortion. And the money he gave me was not so much. So I went for an abortion and it was botched. Now I'm home, I'm bleeding. What do I do? And I said, what? She said, I've called him. I've asked him for more money to go back so that they clear the process. He has ghosted me. He has blocked me. And I have no money. So I told her, girlfriend, you have to talk to your parents. So I think she wanted me to send her money to complete the process. I said, talk to your people. You have to talk to your people. She talked to her people and they helped her. Let me put it that way. The man came back and she said, he's back again and it's his birthday and I just want to do something for his birthday. I said, oh, foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? You know, sometimes you feel like giving somebody 3 hot slaps. But it was on phone. I said, really? Sonia just said, you actually decide to kill yourself just like that? You decide to die? You don't even care about your daughter? You actually literally want to kill yourself? I just said, okay, that's fine. Now that you want to die, we can't help you. I mean, I'm trying to tell you the power of illicit sexual intimacy. There's something captivatingly demonic about it. So you may feel like this, it keeps taking you back to that person. There's also times people have a distorted definition of loyalty. You know, there are people who tell me, it was my first boyfriend, and me, I had sworn that I will never have 2 men. The man I will date is the one I will marry. Excuse me. Messages to young people. Break an engagement. It's better to break an engagement than a marriage. Whoever, even if you have sworn to your ancestors that the first person is the one you will marry, please break. Your ancestors are resting, waiting for resurrection morning. Let them rest, surely. You stood on the grave of your grandmother saying that that is the person you are going to marry. Leave your grandmother to rest. Yeah. Sometimes also, people fear pain. They fear pain of walking away. Pain is inevitable. Pain is necessary for growth. You know, people ask me, how can I break the relationship without feeling pain? Feeling pain, you must. If the butterfly didn't feel pain, it would still be at the pupae or larva stage, whatever that is. But the thing is, you must feel pain. You can't break a relationship without pain. Pain, you must. It's a prerequisite for growth, okay? Some of us, especially Christians, we have the Savior complex. We have the Messiah complex. You want to preach, convert, and marry. I'm telling you, you'll cry. Premium tears. You'll be so disappointed. If I leave them, now what is going to happen to them? Are you the one who created them? Even some of us who have children, there are some children we have just looked and we have said, me, I didn't raise you that way. But you have chosen to walk that path. I will be here. You know, like the father to the prodigal son. He waited. He didn't follow him to the pigsty to feed the pigs. He said, my son, you have decided, okay? He gave him his share. He said, I will. So if me, I have given birth to children, breastfed them, bathed them, raised them, changed them. But I can just tell them, you know, this is what you have decided. You know how I've raised you. I will be here and I'm praying for you. Who are you? My child has met you with 32 teeth. Your cells have undergone mitosis and meiosis. And you're trying to say, if I left Gladys, by the way, Gladys is my daughter. To me. Say hi. Gladys is my daughter. She's my niece. Beauty and brains. I just thought I need to let you know. Anyway, so let me tell you. So I was saying, if now Gladys, I have, you know, for example, of course it's not her, but I'm trying to say, if a mother or father can just say, I leave you to God, I'm praying for you. Now you meet Gladys here. You don't even know. Me, I remember Gladys when she was in diapers. You have no idea. You're just seeing a beautiful girl seated here. We changed her diapers. Now me, I can remember. You have no idea. Then you are claiming you are the one to save Gladys. You're totally mistaken. You're not the one. She has an owner. God, of course, Christ. You're not anybody's savior. Christ is your only one. I said, even if you poured all your blood, you cannot even save a fly. Even a house fly, of all things, cannot be saved. So why are you thinking at me? You know, I will just stay here. If I leave her, you know, maybe God brought me. Really? And then some of you say, you are Hosea. You know, God called Hosea. There is a family member who told me that. I'm not joking. There is a close family member whose wife was going out and having affairs. And I told him, in this era of HIV/AIDS, and they live in Nairobi, I told him, the wife was having affairs. See, Siri, I told him, please, my brother, please. He said, you know, you Kwanza, you are a Christian and you don't even believe in the Bible. Me, I'm Hosea. God has called me to be. I'm telling you the truth. Let me tell you how the story went. Let me tell you the story went very badly. She got a child or children who it believed they are not this person's children. And I believe from what I have seen, they are HIV positive. Will the Lord have told Hosea that if it was in this era of HIV? Anyway, me, I don't know. But